Hi. Is this thing on? Hi. How are you guys doing? I feel like it's been forever. I mean, it hasn't. I think I've seen all of you in other chats today and other days in the last week, but I feel like it's been forever since I've done this. So I'm so excited that anybody showed up at all tonight. It's good to see y'all. Hey. Hey, Warren. Good to see you. I saw you in Misha's chat the other day. That was really cool to see you there. I'm glad you're hanging out with some of the other people we know in our little YouTube community here. Hey, Seventh. Always good to see you. Ahoy, sir. Ahoy. Mon, big sis. Good to see you. I'm so glad you're here. Hey, it's Jason P. Jason P. Thank you for being here. Thank you guys. Oh, look, it's Janet G. Hi, Janet G. Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Yeah, I haven't been streaming as frequently lately because I mean, like, new job and um my 5-year-old doesn't like sleeping at night lately, at least not falling asleep early enough. Hey, Mary, Blessed to Crochet Mary is here. So good to see you, big sis. I'm so happy y'all are here. So happy y'all are here. I know it's way later than I mean, I usually do this late anyway, but it's even later than I usually do this, um, because I was waiting for my kiddo to fall asleep again. And he's been doing this thing where he likes to take a long time to wind down lately. We're also working on, like, nighttime potty training. He's got down part of it during the day, not, like, 100% though, and not at night, and we're trying to at least get it down a little bit better before he starts kindergarten in the fall, and it's, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, sometimes 1 step forward, 2 steps back kind of a thing, but it interferes with sleep, so the nights when I originally like, I planned to stream last night, but then he wanted to stay up until like, it got to be 11:30, and he was still kicking and jumping all around, and I was like, "You know what? It's not gonna happen tonight." So I'm glad you guys remembered me and are still here today. Hey, some more people trickled in. Jesse Miller unboxings and more. It's so good to see you. Hey, I loved your Timu this morning. I wasn't feeling good earlier today, you guys. I was just "Ugh." Like I was just tired and just like worn out. And then Jesse posted a new unboxings video, and it was just like, oh, this is nice. It's relaxing and it's fun to watch. And it was just like, little pick me up. I really appreciated it. I like Jesse's channel. It's fun. It's fun. I love the unboxings because it's kind of like I get to vicariously buy the things without actually buying all the things and spending all the money. Miss Dragon, it's so good to see you. Granddaughter is finally asleep. Oh, I'm good. I'm glad to hear that. That's good. That's good. Glad to hear that. I was having the same, struggle with my tiny human not wanting to sleep all the time. Or at least not at night anyway. Yeah, I perked up later in the afternoon, but earlier today, I was just like, "Can I just do nothing but lay here?" And just yeah, it wasn't good, but maybe caffeine and food or helped me. I don't know. So I have been working at my new place of employment for, I guess, 2 or 3 weeks now? It's 2 weeks now. When did I start? I started on the 10th. So no, it's been 3 weeks. I just finished my 3rd week there. So 4 days a week, I have a commute now. It's about 45 minutes there and about 45 minutes home, which sounds like a lot, but for around here in the Dallas area, it's really not that bad. Um, and with my kind of job, it's like it's not that bad a thing to live a little bit a ways away from where you work, just to kind of have some like separation between like your work life and your home life and stuff like that. Um, but I really, really like it. And then on Fridays, I work from home on Fridays still. So I do like virtual sessions, like virtual appointments only. Sometimes I need to get my internet. looked at though, because sometimes it acts wonky, kind of like it's done here with you guys on live stream before too. Although it seems to be acting right tonight, at least on my end anyway. Nothing but ripples. Yes, exactly. Precisely. Seventh son. All that. Yes, 100%. 100%. Absolutely. You know what I noticed, guys? So I have like StreamYard up on my Chromebook, and then over off to the side, I have my phone where I've got the YouTube part up. And I noticed that the YouTube like shows me the chats like just a little bit quicker than the StreamYard does. I wonder if it works that way for everybody or if I'm just nuts. It could just be mine. I don't know. Busy. Busy, says Miss Dragon. School's out, so I'll have daycare kids Monday to Wednesday all day. How many daycare kids have you got, Miss Dragon? That's yeah, the little ones, they keep you busy, they keep you hopping. I just have the one that I gave birth to, and he keeps me busy enough when he's here. If we did not have some kind of childcare, then I would not work from home on Fridays because whoever I'm meeting with on the computer would be hearing him in the background, and I don't know if it would be very conducive. Huh. Warren says, I don't know if you can change this, but if your work from home day could be Wednesday, this might be a minimum stress option. Why would Wednesdays be better? I wonder. Why would Wednesdays be better than Friday? I just like, I mean, I can pick any day of the week I want to be my work from home day. You know, the owner of a practice doesn't care, but I just picked Friday because I figured like, oh, it's the start to the weekend. I don't want to commute on the weekend. But I've thought about making it a different day. Actually, Wednesday is my late day. I work late on Wednesdays right now because like it's smart if you're a therapist to have a late day because people like appointments after 5 o'clock because people like to have an appointment after they get off work. So I have one late day every week. So Wednesdays I work like noon to 8 o'clock at night. Um, I guess if I worked from home, then I wouldn't have to drive at night. But then whoever I was meeting with would likely hear my child down the hall. Even though I have a door I can close, he still has a very his voice carries. He's great at projecting. He'll be a theater kid, I'm sure. Hey, look, it's Rick Spicer. It's good to see you, Rick. Hey, I was really, really impressed by your videos of what is it? You said wheelchair going 37 miles an hour? That doesn't sound like, so that's not that fast in a car. But if you're like going downhill, like open to the air, that's really fast. That sounds fun. That sounds exciting. Yeah, Rick Spicer posted some cool videos up on his channel the past few days. Oh, 8-year-old. Miss Dragon says, "A 8-year-old test into the 5th grade, the 13-year-old who's smart, but awkward, and the 5-year-old who's the baby of the family." Aw, I have a 5-year-old. I still think of him as a baby, but he's huge now. I had in my memories, Facebook does that memories thing where you've posted photos, and it popped up a photo of him when he was an infant, like a newborn, like we had like just brought him home from the hospital like less than a month before the photo was taken. And he's just like this tiny little guy on my chest. And he's like, "Ee," like his eyes aren't even open. And I just thought, oh, he was so tiny. Now he's huge. But that's what they do, right? Kids grow. It's crazy. It's crazy. But he still likes to cuddle on the couch. And he's still a sweet little dude. He's still a sweet little dude. Have the 5-year-old every other Tuesday, huh? Oh, so this is good advice, 7th. Let your tiny human play in the mud while you have appointments. You guys, he loves to play in the mud and in water. Like every day when he gets home from like his childcare stuff after dad and I are done working, his first question is, "I want the hose." And of course he means the water hose. Like, don't be concerned, we're not talking about inappropriate things in front of my son. He wants the garden hose. Like to spray the water around. So we will run the sprinkler and let him run around in it after dinner because it's really, really hot here right now. It's like even into the early evening, it's still like 97 degrees, but he's got to play outside. Like he'll go nuts if he doesn't. He really will. So we figure that's the best way to do it, that he doesn't end up with heat stroke. And we check on him a lot and make sure that he's drinking water and all that good stuff too. Warren says there is a CG Gray video about a weekend Wednesdays. Maybe working from home isn't quite like being completely off, but working fewer days in a row might be easier. Oh, I get what you're saying. So I have found out that, like, for me, working from home, I don't know what it is. Like, I actually get more stressed out working from home than I do if I have to go somewhere. And I don't know why that is. And I think it's because I'm thinking about, like, all the house things, and I'm thinking about, like, "Oh, I need to vacuum that hallway, and I need to, it's harder for me to just focus on, like, work when I'm at home because I'm thinking about all the things in my house that need tending to. And, if I'm at work at another building, I'm just there. I'm at work, and that's it, that's all I think about. So I don't know, but I do like not having a commute one day a week. But that's a good point, Warren. I might try that. I might think about that. And I actually do have some flexibility on, like, how many days a week I work. Like, if I wanted to, I could work longer days on and take one day off a week if I wanted to. Just the way life runs with school for kiddo and daycare, I haven't wanted to do super long, um, 4-day a week stuff yet, but I just have to make sure that I have space for at least 25 appointments during the week, like 25 1-hour appointments during the week. So, which sounds like not that much, but you have to then factor in, like, the time it takes for me to, like, document progress notes and intake notes and treatment plans and researching how to best do my job depending on what is going on with a person. So it's a lot more than just the 25 hours. That's why I can stay busy with it. Though if you have your evening work, it might also be good to have your work from home right after that. Yeah, it might be. What surprises me though, guys? Like, I thought that everybody would want telehealth when I went back to work and practice. I thought that everybody would want telehealth because it seems so convenient. Nobody wants to have to drive anywhere. Everyone wants to stay in their house. But actually, like, most of the people that call the practice I work for, they want in person. Um, so it actually took longer to fill my telehealth day schedules than it did to fill my in-person day schedules. And now some of those people, they'll still do telehealth on my days I'm in the office and I just pop open the computer there. But the bulk of it, people want in person, which I think is interesting and kind of cool. Maybe people just miss it, like they couldn't do it before. And now that they have the option, they want it back. Hey, Miss Sunrise Dawn is here. Hi from North Georgia, everyone. Hi to North Georgia from North Texas. Good to see you. Good to see you. Nah, you didn't miss me, Rick. I'm still here. Good to see you. Let's see. I have a friend who I used to work with at my old job who she chose to do 4-day work weeks with 10-hour days to get her 40 hours in each week. And she takes off Wednesdays. Like most people that do that, they want off Monday or Friday. She takes off Wednesdays. And she says she likes breaking up the week because then she feels like she goes back and, oh, it's already almost Friday. That's what she likes about it. So oh, I'm sorry your eyes are giving you problems, Miss Sunrise Dawn. No problem. No problem lurking at all. I hope your eyes are nicer to you and feel better soon. Thank you, Mary. Thank you for hopping on it and sharing our friends' channels and stuff like that. I always want to I think most of us here have some kind of channel, so I always want to support everybody. Y'all come out to watch me, so I always try to come out to watch you guys. Of course, I've had less YouTube time lately than I did before, but y'all my watch later queue, like my catch up queue has gotten longer. But I'm working my way through it. Usually on commutes. On commutes home is when I listen to YouTube stuff. Listen because I'm not. I'm driving, so I'm not like watching as intently. I love that, Wally. Late night stream munchies engaged. Good to see you, Wally. Hey, you're my friend that knows the movie The Room, right? I'm not remembering that incorrectly, am I? I'm remembering that was you, right? I want to make sure. My husband is obsessed with that movie. Well, maybe not obsessed, but he thinks it's hilarious and he introduced it to me and it is hilarious. It's ridiculously hilarious. Oh, missed. The 5-year-old was raised on Dragon Ball Z? That's fun. I wouldn't say that my brother and I were raised on it, but he did watch it a lot, and I watched it with him too. So, I know a little bit. He stuck with it longer than I did. I would just kinda like, when it was his turn to pick what was on TV, that's one of the things he picked. Crafty Witch, good to see you. How are you? I've been enjoying seeing your peppers, the progress of your peppers. Pepper progress. I love it when things are alliterations. That makes me happy. I love a good alliteration. Pepper progress. Mrs. P. Oh, I love that. I haven't seen you in so long. I missed you. How are you? It's so good to see you. You guys, I have to remember myself. I have to remember I'm down the hall from my kiddo. I can't exclaim too loudly. I get excited. I have to tone my volume down a little bit. Y'all can hear me. The mic's right here, but I get excited to see people. So I need to tone it down. Tone it down, Kristen. Rick Spicer says, funny, 37 miles per hour in a wheelchair downhill is fast. Going for 40, but not sure faster is safe. No safety equipment or brakes. Whee! Okay, the not having brakes or safety equipment concerns me now that you mention it. Maybe pop on just a helmet at least. Maybe I don't know. I mean, I don't think anybody would give you any crap for that. Especially if you're going 40 miles an hour. Like that's the speed limit on like most roads around town where I live. 40 miles an hour, you could keep up with the cars. I mean, that's considerable. That's considerable. Wally makes a point. Throwing caution to the wind has its advantages. Sure, sure. With certain things, for sure. Yeah, Miss Dragon, I think you're exactly right about that, about, folks wanting more in-person sessions. They want that one-on-one connection because they were starved the last few years. Yeah. I mean, so some people will do, like, that first intake appointment via telehealth, and then as part of the introductory thing, I always ask, "Are you hoping to do telehealth? Are you wanting to do in person or a mixture of both?" And I would say, like, 8 times out of 10, people are saying they want in person. And, like, they only want telehealth as, like, a backup, like, if their car breaks down or something, which is convenient that we have it. But, yeah, I think you're right. I think people were like, "I just wanna be in a room with another human." Like, it's sad, but kinda true, I think. Hey, Carrie Ann, good to see you. I love watching Carrie Ann's streams, you guys. They're so much fun. Um, I missed your last night one though. Kiddo was being crazy. Crazy fun, but crazy. My other's keeper, so good to see you. Hi. I'm so glad you're here. I got all kinds of people showing up tonight. Y'all are awesome. It makes me so happy. It's good to see y'all. Oh no, really? Wally says someone else I know was saying his eyes were bothering him. Oh man. Crafty Witch, 3 videos now. Why did I do 2? I can count, really. This is why Warren is here. He's my math teacher friend who call me out if I'm like, I can't count sometimes. 3 videos now. You're a professional. What do you have to do to be considered a professional on YouTube? Like, what does that mean exactly? Like, is it a subscriber count? Is it a video count? Is it a, um, I don't know, production value, like, editing? I don't know. I've seen some really, really professionally looking edited stuff on YouTube, like documentary level film style, and it's really interesting and impressive, and it's kind of a cool, weird time we live in where you only ever used to see stuff like that on like network television or in a theater, or you had to buy a DVD or a Blu-ray, I guess, if you were real fancy. And now people can just say, you know what? I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to make something and I'm just going to put it out there. And it could just be like, my amateur hour here where I'm just chatting on a Chromebook, or it could be someone like professional looking, like beautifully edited cinematographer level like documentary. It's cool. There's all kinds of stuff out on YouTube. It's an interesting time we live in, that's for sure. Okay, that was someone else. You have not seen The Room, not that I can recall that is. So, oh, Crafty Witch knows The Room. Okay. I'm glad somebody knows it. So, for anyone who doesn't know, The Room is widely considered to be the best worst film in existence. This guy named Tommy Wiseau, whose background is of questionable origin, personally bankrolled this entire film and spent like, I think it was, I can't remember exactly, like millions of dollars to make it. He like wrote the whole script himself. He hired all the actors, and it's just an incredibly bad movie. But it's so bad that it's hilarious. You would almost think that it was bad on purpose. It's so hilarious. But it wasn't. By all accounts, it wasn't meant to be like bad on purpose. But it's hilarious. It's hilarious. And it's gotten to the level where like people will like have screenings of it and like act it out along with it, like in the style of Rocky Horror Picture Show. It's an interesting phenomenon. There's actually a movie with what's his name? James Franco in it. Uh called The Disaster Artist, that is supposed to be, it's about the making of The Room. It's really interesting. So, if you want to see the best worst movie in existence, you can't do much better than The Room for the best worst. You like alliterations too, Jesse Miller? I do too. An awesome alliteration. Yes, I agree. I agree. We're excited for you breaking your speed record, Rick, but we're also concerned for your safety. We don't want to hear about you getting banged up on one of these expeditions. A pepper party, the pepper party progress, the pepper party people progress. I'm running out of peas. Wait, they always tell you like if you're, what do they say? Like a pet peeve of people in broadcast is popping your peas, like you're not supposed to do that. But if you ever watch like ASMR videos, I actually kind of like the sound when people pop their peas. Like I think it's weirdly relaxing as long as it's not really loud, like it's not like a clicking sound, but if it's just like really soft, like people, like that's relaxing to me. But I'm kind of a weirdo about some things. So do 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 do. Been decluttering like a mad thing, says Mischief managed. Also modding 3 channels now. Whoa, that's awesome. Busy, busy, busy. I'm glad that you're keeping busy in a good way. We like to be busy in a good way. That kind of busy feels good. Like, I feel like there's a level of busy, assuming it's stuff that you like doing, that you care about, that is like positive and like good for our mental health and our physical health. And then there's like a level where, okay, if I get too busy, I'm overwhelmed, I'm stressed out. But then if we're not busy enough, we feel crummy too. We feel like we don't have a purpose. Hey, there's another P word. Uh, the pepper progress purpose. Sorry, guys, I'm silly. I'm silly tonight. Actually, I won't apologize for my silliness. Y'all know me. Y'all know what you're getting when you click on that button for my channel. Hey, yeah, good question, Wally, for Blessed to Crochet Mary. How are those watch hours coming along? Would love to see that. And I'm enjoying the like relaxing stuff that Mary is putting up, like the ocean sounds and That's really, really nice. I like being able to, like, take a break sometimes at work between people and listen to one of those. Getting there at 1850 towards my 3,000. That's awesome. That's awesome. Mischief Managed as my daughter and I watched Avatar: The Airbender together, the last Airbender. Of course, she was in her 20s. I have not seen wait, Avatar: The Last Airbender, is that a different that's different than the James Cameron films? There's some other Avatar that's like cartoon people, and then there's the James Cameron film with, like, the blue people, and I always get them mixed up because they both have the phrase Avatar in them, so I get confused. Oh, that's kind of you, Rick. Rick says, "Yeah, Kristen, we missed you, but we respect family first. Always family first." That's really kind of you, Rick. I appreciate that. I still like to hop on, like, live streams when I can too. Sometimes I'm in and out because, like, since I have a job that I go to out in the world now, um, like, when I get home, I'm more like, "Okay, like, I'm home now. Let me do the home thing." Um, and I'll still, like, put in the one earbud and I'll be like, "Oh, hey, chat, chat, chat." And then I'll have to, like, go do something with my kiddo or, like, cook something or clean something. Um, I think part of it was that, my old job y'all know my old job was corporate and it was 100% remote, which sounds like a dream, but, it wasn't for me. It didn't work. I mostly was just distracted with things that needed doing in the house all day. Now I get to, like, put work at work again and put home at home again, and it's kinda nice. It's nice. Oh, good to see you too, sweet tea. I'm glad you're here. I know that this is really late for most people, so I'm really stoked that there are this many people here. Y'all are awesome. Y'all are great. Thank you for being here. Ooh, the raindrops, says Mary, bless you crochet. That's a really relaxing one. I really like that. Oh yeah. Hold on, let me see if I can pull up Mary or Crafty Witches. Cause I can go to channel. Click. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. How was I not subscribed to you, Crafty Witch? Well, I am now. How dare I? How very dare I? That's terrible. That's terrible. Okay, I'm gonna copy the link and I'm gonna share it with us. Probably I'm behind in the chats. Probably someone else already has. I hope that's okay, Crafty Witch, if I share your channel with the 23 of us that are hanging out here. Oh, never mind. Mary already dropped the link. I should know better. Mary is always on it with the drop in the links. Yes, Wally. The room got a that doesn't surprise me at all. Wally says, "My goodness, the room got a 3.6 out of 10 on IMDb. It must be atrocious. I will definitely add it to my list of movies to watch." Actually, I have a copy. Even the cover is bad. I gotta show you. Hold on. This is the cover. You guys. Tommy Wiseau is this guy. Not only did he write and direct it, but he also starred in it. He created his own production company called Wiseau Films to do it. I think it's funny the way it's described on the back. It is rated R, I think. There's some really badly choreographed sex scenes in it, so just be aware of that. Really badly choreographed, like funny, but like really bad. Like comedically bad. So, but just as a warning. If that's not your jam. Bad as in Spinal Tap or bad as in Sharknado, says Janet G. Really neither one, because I feel like both of those were kind of on purpose, like this was not bad on purpose. Like he meant it to be a serious film, but it came out terrible, but it came out terrible in such a way that it was funny. So, um I think it would. It I mean, basically, that's what people have been doing with it since it came out, Mischief Manage. Mischief says, "Sounds like The Room would be a great candidate for Mystery Science Theater." I used to love Mystery Science Theater. They did I think one of my favorites that they did was like Santa and the Martians, I think it was, something like that. There was Santa and there was Martians. Sharknado is a heartbreaking work of staggering genius, Crafty Witch. It truly is. Ooh, snakes on a plane, though. Gotta love some snakes on a plane. But those are all different in that I feel like they were bad on purpose. This wasn't on purpose. It was just like a perfect storm of bad, you know? I haven't seen this, but this is a wonderful name. Jason P says, "Okay, this is real. Worst, best movie of all time. Poultrygeist, Night of the Chicken Dead." That's a wonderful title. I really need to see that. That's fabulous. Thank you for sharing that, Jason. My other keeper says, "I'm usually in bed now. I'm turning into a pumpkin, starting from the top." Oh, man. Well, thank you for being here. If anyone needs to go to sleep, I totally understand. I know this is crazy late. It's after midnight where I live. It's probably around there where a lot of you guys are too. So I'm just happy you guys came by to say hello, even if you can't stay. Um, it's funny you use the turning into a pumpkin phrase. My mom used to use that all the time when we were kids. Like my little brother and I would want to stay up later watching cartoons, and she would come out and say, "Y'all are going to turn into a pumpkin." Um, and she would also say, "Bedtime for bonzos." And we never knew what she was talking about. We thought it was just something she made up, this phrase, bedtime for bonzos. And then, like later, as a young adult, I found out that Ronald Reagan, before he was president, when he was an actor, was on a TV show called Bedtime for Bonzo with a chimpanzee named Bonzo. And she had been quoting that whole time, and I had no idea. So, uh, eventually, one of these days, I'll have to look up an old episode of Bedtime for Bonzo and see Ronald Reagan's acting chops. See what that was like. Hey, Becca Jean, it's so good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Ooh, Napoleon, you mean Napoleon Dynamite? I'm guessing Mischief Managed. Sweet tea, maybe I should watch Napoleon again. Didn't like it. I'm not sure I ever saw the whole film, Napoleon Dynamite. Um, no, I don't think I did. But movies in that kind of style, I like if we're talking about movies in that style, I did see Super Bad, and that was kind of fun. I enjoyed that movie. That was silly fun. Janet G of Sharknado says, "Too funny when the sharks are on the freeway off ramp." They're yeah, they're Oh, you sent me a future photo, Mon, on a glorious winter's day. I love the idea that it's winter where you are as opposed to where I am, where it's summer, like it's the dead of summer here. Oh, oh, and you got a bit of the sun in it too. Wow. Okay, I gotta turn down the brightness. I think I figured out that, like, so turning down the brightness is one way to share a phone image. I don't know how people get the glare off of it, though. I don't know how people manage that. I'll have to figure that out. But look at that beautiful blue sky and the sun in it. Wow. Thank you for sharing that, Mon. I love the future photos. It makes me happy. It's kind of like even if it like is raining here tomorrow, I still kind of feel like somewhere in the future in the world, it looks like that and it's beautiful. And I don't know, even if it doesn't look like that here tomorrow, it still makes me feel good to see. So thank you for sharing those. I always love that. Oh no, Mary, I'm so sorry. Mary says, "Please lift up my husband's aunt. Her mother passed on Saturday." I'm so sorry, Mary. One's prayers, love in the chat for Mary and her family. I'm so sorry. That's really rough. Mm. Your husband's aunt, you said? Okay. Oh, the calm. Yeah. I'm just going to share some of the support people are sharing with you, Mary. You probably have already seen it because I'm behind in the chat, but wanted to share with you anyway. I'm sorry for you guys. That's really tough. I wish I had something more helpful to say, except that I love you guys and I love you, Mary. And I hope that, it was peaceful as possible and that, you know, everybody got a chance to talk and, share their feelings before it happened. Oh, wow. Hey, Allison, Metcalf Palumbo, good to see you. Actually, here live, can't sleep. One of my 3-year-old grandsons in the ER. Oh no. At UF Teaching Hospital, giant dog knocked him down. Huge goose egg and now probably bleeding behind the eye. Oh no. That's so scary. I'm so sorry, Allison. I'm glad to see you. I'm glad you're here, but are you messaging us from the ER? Gosh, that's rough. Oh, poor little guy. Oh, and one's for Allison too, and her grandson. That's really poor little guy. That's really tough. I hope that it was just the giant dog being, kind of a clumsy galumph and not being aggressive. I've been around big dogs before. They can be pretty clumsy too. So, not that it's any better, but a little less scary, I suppose, for the kiddo when it happened. He does, doesn't he? This is a good way to describe him, Wally. Wiseau looks like Christopher Walken if he were Italian. Or like a young Bob Dylan, says Miss Dragon. That's more of a compliment, I guess. It's kinder, I suppose. Hi, your mom's biscuits. I don't think I've met you before, but good to see you. Thanks for coming to hang out with us. Your mom's biscuits 101 says you have a pretty good voice for like audiobooks or just public reading. I would love to do audiobooks sometime. One time I posted a YouTube video that was just me reading some criteria for a disorder from the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders. Kind of just to be silly, like as a joke, but I kind of did it like ASMR style. It was for the criteria for narcissistic personality disorder. But thank you. I would love to get into that, but I don't even know how. I think you have to make a demo reel and I think you have to know people. And, I know some people, but not that many people. So, uh, if I ever manage to do that, I will let y'all know. Miss Dragon says, "My goal is to get back to normal lives from now to the end of August, but I have to get the kids to the mountains, so times and days will vary." Hey, I have my, all notifications turned on for your channel, Miss Dragon, so if I am not in the middle of meeting with somebody, I will click turn it on. And I try to be replay crew for all of you guys that I know that have active channels too. Oh, hey, you guys. Do I remember this correctly, Janet G? Did I miss that you went live? You were planning to go live, weren't you? Did you and I missed it? I think I subbed your channel and I think I turned on notifications. So if you did, then I must not have got a notification. But I might be remembering that incorrectly. Please let me know if I missed it. I would have hated to have missed it. Wally says, "My filtering process is so thorough that I rarely see bad movies anymore. The internet is a godsend." Oh, yeah, I mean, if, in the old days, we all went into the movies blind. Yeah, we did, didn't we? Hey, Tuber Chat's here. Good to see you. Tuber Chat, Connect and Grow. Guys, this is a great channel for if you have a smaller YouTube channel, if you're a smaller content creator and you're interested in learning how to grow your channel and connect with other small content creators. I met a lot of really cool people and found a lot of really cool channels through Tuber Chat. Um, Actually, Blessed to Crochet is the one that introduced me to Tuber Chat. And then that's how I met Jesse Miller, Unboxings and More, and a couple other cool channels that I follow now and I really enjoy. So y'all check it out if you haven't already, especially if you're a smaller content creator. Let's see. Yeah, the IMDb rating system is excellent. Ooh, guys, I'm like 10 minutes behind in the chat. How did I do this? Do, do, do. Hey, Mocked, good to see you. I always like want to challenge myself to pronounce your username like as correctly as possible. I know it's German and I know I'm not that great at pronouncing German pronunciations, but I try anyway. I know I can just say Sophia, but I liked to try. I like to try. Macht mir Dockel. I'd forgotten this, Mist. When you watch the old Pee Wee Herman shows, the cowboy is Lawrence Fishburne. I totally forgot about that. I totally forgot about that. That's hilarious. Hey, thanks, Mon, for saying the YouTuber things for me that I always forget. If you're enjoying this channel or if you're enjoying this silliness and lack of one coherent topic and just hanging out, hit the like button. Or if you're not enjoying it, hit the dislike button. That's cool too. Um, if you're really, really enjoying it or you want to come back to dislike it more, then hit the subscribe button, maybe too. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Thanks for reminding me about the YouTuber things. I always forget. Let's see. Let's see. I'm missing so much chat, but it's the most awesome, awesome problem. A tiny little bird in the tree. Where? What did I miss? Something about an adorable. Oh, and your future photo? There's a tiny little bird. I missed it. I'm like trying to zoom in now and find him. Oh, wow. Where is he? I'm going to find him. It's like, where's Waldo? But where's the bird? Oh, you tolerate heat better, Allison? No cold for me. I'll take the heat and tolerate the humidity. I can sort of handle, so I can handle heat because I've grown up in it, but I have spent most of my life in North Texas, um, which is like the part of North Texas I am in is almost in Oklahoma. Like I'm north of Dallas. I can be in Oklahoma in under an hour. Like that's how close Oklahoma is to me. Um, so it's actually pretty dry where I am. It's more like the plains, like flatlands, I guess. So it's drier here. Um, until I was 2, we lived in Houston. I don't remember it a whole lot, but we used to like go back to visit family every so often. But Houston is a lot more humid. And it seems like wherever any place is more hot and humid, I feel like the bugs get bigger. That could just be me imagining things, but I remember being a kid and going down to Houston to visit my aunt, and I found this moth that was like the size of my hand. It's like tropical humid heat. Bugs get bigger in that. Oh, okay. Okay. Mary says we weren't close to my husband's aunt's mother. Just know her family is going through a great loss. Okay. Well, still ones in prayers and love for her family then. Okay. Allison says, no, I'm not with him. His mom is. I'm waiting at home for further word. And yes, the dog is a giant goofball that is just past puppyhood and has no spatial awareness. Okay. Okay. That's good. That's good. I mean, not good that he got hurt, but good that it was less of a scary situation and just an accident. Okay. Mary says her mother had dementia, so she's out of pain and suffering now. Okay. That's good. It's the best circumstance we can hope for is, you know, when it's peaceful. I hate when I do this, Wally. I forget that sometimes. I'll forget to put live chat on, and then I'll be like, "Hey, I said hi to so and so like 3 times, and I guess they didn't see me." And then I realize I have top chat on instead of live chat on. Mist says, I need to stop going to Airbnbs. I just had the curve used at the last couple of them delivered to my door. Next on my list is a lamp. Oh, you found some stuff that you liked that decorated the the Airbnbs that you got for. When we went to the lake with my in-laws, we stayed at an Airbnb, which is probably the perfect situation for us with my kiddo and his particular sensory challenges. Like, he really hates hotels. Like, he hates them. Like, well, I won't say he hates them, but he can't sleep in them unless he's just exhausted. And I think it's that he just is too aware of all the different sounds like in the hallways, and like usually the AC is louder, and like I think he has a harder time blocking that stuff out than maybe some people do, because if we ever try to stay in a hotel with my kiddo, the first night nobody sleeps because he won't sleep and it's awful. Um, but Airbnbs are great because you don't share as many walls with people. And usually he needs his own little space, because that's another issue is if he's trying to sleep, if he's in the same room as me and my husband, then he won't wind down. It's like he's like, "Oh, my people are here. I want to play." And he'll like start to nod off, and then he'll look at you like, "But you're fun. I want to play." So it's a better situation if we can find an Airbnb type of situation where he can have his own little space. Close to us, but his own little space. Oh, a Keurig, a Keurig. You know what? I had a Keurig for years, but then after some time, it didn't work as well, and the coffee started to get really watery. And then I went back to using a drip coffee maker again, and now that's just what I use. But I do sometimes miss the convenience of a Keurig. Like if I just want one cup of coffee, it's nice not to have to do the whole thing with the drip coffee maker. Yes, Alfonso does do great music. Thanks for sharing his channel, Mary. He's really talented. He was playing like double level like keyboards. It was really, really cool. Okay. Okay. I wanted to make sure I didn't miss it, Janet. Thank you. Janet G says I was going to go live, but I had to turn on the streaming option on YouTube. That took 24 hours to activate. I'm planning on going live sometime soon. Not sure what the content will be yet. Well, see, that's the cool thing is like I think my first video on YouTube, I didn't know what the content would be either. Like, I think my first video I posted on this channel, I was just driving and talking, like, just talking about my day and how I felt. It wasn't live. And then the first live I did, I didn't tell anybody I was doing it. I just called it test. And then I think Lord Kiss Freak showed up, and like one or two other people showed up. And it was like, "Oh, hey, there's people here." So that was fun. So you don't have to have a topic. You don't have to know the content yet. Uh, if you tell people you're going live, they'll show up. And if that they'll show up. Especially if you tell me, I will show up for sure. 7th. That's funny. I was thinking tuber chat was about potatoes. I mean, that's a reasonable assumption. But we're thinking like YouTuber, I suppose. But a potato channel sounds great. There's so much content on YouTube. I bet there is a channel about potatoes. I bet we can find one. Oh gosh, Team America World Police was just a bunch of marionette puppets and neglected to tell me it was done by the guys of South Park, so we saw it in the theater. I actually think that movie is funny. I do find that one amusing. I like Team America World Police. It's fun. Y'all are sending me oh my goodness. Janet G, you sent me pictures of tiny little birdies. Oh, I'm behind in the chat again. That's a good idea, Biscuit Maker. I probably would start with a book series that you enjoy and keeping up with consistency to open more book verity if you decide to do something with books. That's cool. Ooh, I will catch up in the chat, and if we haven't shared Janet G's channel, then I will. I didn't know this. That's interesting. English is largely based off German, so you might be better at pronouncing German than you think. Oh, I didn't know that. That's really cool. That's interesting. Baby bird pictures. I'm gonna show the baby bird pictures if it's okay with you, Janet, because they're really, really cute. They're adorable. Ooh, that seems cold to me, Wally. Wally says my ideal temperature is about 68 during the daytime with heavy rain and fog. Oh, so are you British? That sounds like very British weather. No, they're colder usually. It's more like 40s or something like that, I think. Reheat and humidity. I'm in Florida, true native. Oh, Florida, that's a different kind of humidity. I can't like yeah, Florida is super humid. The humidity is harder for me to deal with in the heat because when you sweat, your sweat doesn't dry up. Like you just stay sweaty. So your sweat doesn't cool you off the way it's supposed to. Like that's the function sweating is supposed to serve. Is it's supposed to the moisture on your skin, like air is supposed to then contact that and help cool you down. But if it can't evaporate, then it doesn't have that effect. By the way, my brother and his wife live in Mansfield, Texas. I know where that is, like, generally speaking, southern part of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. That's so cool. It's a small world. That's neat. I'm sure I've been stuck in traffic with them at some point. Um, probably like, I think about that whenever I'm driving in traffic, you guys, like, probably it's weird, I don't know, but, like, when I'm in traffic and there's lots of other cars on the road, every now and then I'll just be sitting there and think, like, all of these has a human in them with a life and things they care about and maybe a family and, like, friends, and, like, I wonder what kind of work day they had, I wonder if they had a work day, I wonder where they're going, like, I think about that sometimes about all the different people in traffic, and especially in Dallas Fort Worth, there's so much of it because it's just like sprawling. It's just there's a lot of suburbs of Dallas and like it's a lot. But I think about that. And so probably if they live around here, I've probably been, odds are I've probably been in the same traffic jam with them at some point. I think about that a lot. Yeah. You're not a fan of hotels either, Wally. The standardized looking ones. I I didn't really appreciate hotels until I was an adult, but then I stopped appreciating them when I had a child who didn't sleep in them. What I like about hotels is that you don't have to make the bed, but it gets made anyway. Like somebody else does the cleaning. That's boring adult stuff that I appreciate. And I also like the blackout drapes for if you wanna take a nap during the day, like, nothing blocks out light like the blackout drapes in a hotel. Like, they're just great. They're just very effective. "Hey, Mr. Brad Boy, good to see you." I am back. I'm just been busy and nice to see you live again, Kristen. It's good to be live again, Mr. Brad Boy. Good to be here. Yep. You've been in traffic then. That's an interesting perspective that I like, says Jesse Miller, unboxings and more. Yeah, I think about that as like, um, I've probably crossed paths with a lot of people and we didn't realize it in that way. Cause like if you think about it, like if you're caught in the same traffic jam as someone, you kind of cross paths and you might have even like been at the same light and like passed each other. Cause like I've driven all over DFW Metroplex. Like I lived in Denton and I at the time I lived in Denton for about a year of that. I worked in Fort Worth, so I was commuting there and I've lived around here my whole life and I commuted to different parts of Dallas when I had different jobs, so like to the city. Um and then, of course, there was, my misspent youth where I was just, like, driving all over Dallas chasing my crazy boyfriend, so, there was that time too. So, yeah, probably been stuck in traffic with a lot of people, but, like, I'll see people, like, pop up and say, "Oh, I'm in the Dallas area," or they'll mention a city that the name I recognize, and I'll be like, "I'm sure that I've crossed paths with you, and I just don't know it." Um, that's always fun. Biscuit Maker says, I would only be able to deal with a lot of humidity if there's a body of water or some type of instant cooling that I can get to. When I sweat, I oftentimes get like itchy. Yeah, that's not fun. That's not fun. Um, but yeah, humidity is way easier to deal with if you're, like, near an ocean and you can actually, like, go in it. But I guess it's like anything, like, if you live there, you maybe don't, you know, enjoy the things that are there as much because you're used to it and you forget about it. Like, there's all kinds of cool stuff in Dallas that I probably take for granted just because I live around here and I don't think about it. But I could probably take like a staycation week off of work and just be a tourist in my own, area of the world and keep pretty busy. I just forget about it. Mhm. Oh, my chat jumped. Okay, good night, Mischief Managed. Thanks for being here. I just fell asleep sitting up. Take care, everyone. Well, then that's probably a good sign it's time to go to sleep. Good night, Mischief Managed. I'm so glad to see you. Thanks for stopping by. I'm probably gonna wrap it up soon too, guys, since probably Cricket's gonna go live pretty soon on her channel, and I don't like to overlap with our friends if I can avoid it. Um, people that schedule, I try not to, if I know you're going live, then I'll try not to overlap with you. And I even said that in a Misha Awakens chat the other day, like, I'll go live if I'm not overlapping with you guys. If y'all are going live, then I'll just hang out in your chat and support you. Yep, if you live in a place long enough, you probably do cross paths with just about everyone in that area. Yeah, Wally, I think about that. Um, and I try to think about that if I ever get angry at somebody in traffic too, like if they ever cut me off, like, I try to think about that. Like, don't flip people off because I might see them again tomorrow. You never know what context in which I will see them. Oh, I think I remember. I think I remember this, Mon. I might have missed another chat when it jumped a minute ago. But Mon says there's a weirdo doing the rounds a few weeks ago for sure. I think I remember who this was. Missed he left you and turned up at Mary's a few days later. Kristen's are from her shower. If you weren't there for that, guys, I did a live from my phone one night when it was raining. And I thought, oh, the rain sounds really nice on my porch. I'm going to go stand outside on my porch to do this live from my phone because I have enough subscribers. I can do a live from my phone now. But like the paneling on the side of my porch, it kind of looks like a shower wall and you couldn't see the rain. So it kind of sounded like a shower. And like you could only see me from the neck up. So I got a couple people that popped in thinking I was like doing a video from the shower. It's not what I was doing. So yeah, that was if I had some interesting guests, then that could have been why. Or some guests who were just, looking for something different than what I'm offering on this channel. They were just looking for something different. That's all. No judgment from me. Just, it's not what I have to offer here. That's all. That's all. Serial killers. Oh no. If I have serial killers hanging out on my channel, I just want to make sure they're not targeting me or anyone I care. Just make them be like Dexter and only be targeting like other serial killers. That would be great. I can handle that. I can handle that. Seventh, this is a good idea. Seventh says KM with my son, we would put a sheet over a card table. We actually the second night, like last time we went to we traveled or we stayed in a hotel with him. The second night we got a little like tent from Walmart in the area and we gave him his little tent and we put like pillows and stuff in it so he could have his own little space to go in. And it was actually a lot calmer. Like we didn't like zip him in, but he just having that little space like he went into and he, seemed a lot calmer and more comfortable. So that is a great idea. Actually, a sheet over a card table would have been probably less expensive, but hindsight's 2020, right? Oh, are you going to sleep, Allison? I saw Jason P say goodnight, but I missed the okay, there we go. Oh, good. I'm glad. Allison Capolembo says, wow, this must have really relaxed me. I just nodded off and was awakened by the phone falling on my face. I'm sorry it fell on your face, but I'm glad you're relaxed. I've always said, like, if people fall asleep to my lives, I take that as a compliment because I'm just here talking. So must be my voice is not that annoying. So that's really cool, I think. Nope, I already saw that one. Let's see. Not used to humidity at all, says Miss Dragon. I'm used to dry heat. Yeah, that's what I'm more adapted to. I'm more adapted to that as well. I know Sugarland, Mr. Brad Boy. My family lived in Sugarland for a little bit. Um, I can't remember how old I was. So I was born in a hospital in Houston, and we lived in Richmond back then, just like a suburb. But for a time, my parents, and I can't remember whether I lived there too, but for a time, my parents and at least my older brother lived in Sugarland. So I know where you're talking about. And it's called Sugarland because there's a big sugar factory there. And my mother had this story she talked about where one time they went on a tour of this sugar factory and they had all the different brand names of sugar coming out of the same thing and just going into the different bags with the different brand names on them. And that's when she decided, huh, brand names aren't as important as people thought because it's literally the same sugar, just in different bags. So I always thought that was a funny story. Herman, you're right. Herman, if you haven't been here, Herman is the mascot of the channel. He was dubbed the mascot of the channel by folks that attended. Just as a fair warning, if you've not met him, Herman is a fish skull. So if that's icky, please know. But Herman, hello guys. It's good to see you. I'm so glad to be back. I've just been hanging out on Kristen's desk. Here you go. Swimmy, swimmy, swimmy. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. He is still here. He is still in good shape. He hangs out on my desk with me on Fridays when I'm doing telehealth sessions. I have not scared a client with him yet. You know what's funny, guys? I have to tell people for telehealth, I have to tell them it's okay if the only private place you can go for your telehealth session is in your car, as long as your car is not moving. Please do not be moving during your telehealth session. Don't be driving. We kind of consider that a safety issue. Please park the car. It's funny. Telehealth is it's a funny world we live in now. That's really smart, seventh. And probably a lot like, and multi-use too. You can use the card table multi-use too. That's really smart. I love that. Oh, wow. Muck says, I did consider jumping into a nasty harbor this week, but was reasonable enough not to. I did make cutoff shorts out of my brother's ripped jeans, though. It must be pretty warm even there, huh? Ooh, Facebook messages. Yay. Okay, I have multiple Facebook messages that I got to share with you guys. So, Janet G sent me these adorable pictures of tiny, tiny baby birds. And they make me look at this tiny little guy. He says, "Hi guys." Well, I don't know what he says. I shouldn't speak for him, but he kind of looks like he's saying hi guys. Oh my gosh, they're so little. So tiny. Mm, I love the birdies. Oh. Oh, these must be ducklings. Look at the little ducklings. Oh, ducklings. I'm sorry, they make me make a really high voice. They're so cute. And then Crafty Witch sent me these. Oh, cool. Oh my goodness. The movie that Jason P mentioned, you guys. Poultrygeist, Night of the Chicken Dead. It's kind of gruesome looking, but it's so funny. It's got like a chicken head and a chicken foot coming out of a skull. And the O is an egg. It's awesome. Oh, look at this little guy. He's so cute. You made him? That is so cool. I made for your boy. I just want to make sure the colors aren't too busy for him. No, not too busy at all. That's awesome. That's so cute. He will love that. Thank you so much, Crafty Witch. That's so cool. That's so kind of you. Oh, Cricket's not going live? Oh, I hope she's doing okay. I didn't see. I'll go look. Well, I guess I won't. I mean, I might still wrap it up kinda early I don't know. It wouldn't be early if I wrapped it up. It would just be, 1 AM, right? I hope she's doing okay. I know she was staying with someone else, so I've sadly not been able to watch her channel live most of the time during the week. Like, I try to catch the replay crew on my way to work, so I haven't been able to keep up as much as I wanted to just because, having to be a day walker, what we call it. Oh, okay. Worn out, didn't sleep. Okay, yeah, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I just wanted to make sure she was okay. Cool, cool, cool. Hey, did I miss somebody? Somebody said Todd is here. Hi, Todd. I didn't see you in the chat, but maybe my chat jumped. But if you are here, hi. Oh, that's right, Mary. Mary says I worked in hotels for about 8 years of my life. Phones for desk night, audit a little bit, housekeeping, you name it, I did it. Wow. I haven't seen him recently. Seventh, that's a good question. I'll shoot him a message. I don't think I have seen him lately. I hope he's doing okay. I don't have one of those cool wraparound porches, Wally, but I know what you're talking about. So mine it's just like a little like regular like front porch, but it has a nice overhang. So if it's raining and I want to go out there and just like sit and listen to the rain, I have a nice covered spot to do so. But I love those wraparound porches. There are some houses around here that do have those, and I love those. Those are so awesome. Yeah, it's good to see you, Mr. Brad Boy. Brad Boy says, "Gotcha, that's cool. I still got you live for a while here. Glad to see you're doing well. You too. You too." Yes, Rick, it was a shower mistake. It was not. Oh, okay. Thanks, Mom. Thanks for letting us know. Todd has been unwell, seventh, getting stronger every day. Y'all, please send your prayers, positive vibes, good vibes, and all that good stuff for Todd, our friend Matrix Rabbit, since he's not been well lately. Oh, I see what you're saying, Wally. Not on your channel. Serial killers that we all cross paths with in our areas without realizing it. Oh, like I was probably stuck in traffic with serial killers. Yep, probably. I'm just lucky they haven't caught me, huh? I usually don't hang out I don't know. I guess a smart serial killer wouldn't necessarily be where you expect them to be. I was gonna say I don't hang out in like dark, bad parts of town like alone, but I don't know. That might not be their hunting grounds. Who knows? Who knows? Janet G says I splurged at my local rock and gem store today. Bought hunks of interesting rocks. Oh, cool. I'm obsessed with the minerals that fluoresce under UV light. That sounds really cool. I used to have like a little collection of cool stones. Like I had a tiger's eye and I had a little like tiny like geode and a little amethyst, a little quartz. I always thought those were really cool. Oh, Mary just sent me a cute picture of Mocha. Mm, Mocha. Oh, this is what I look when I'm getting tired and getting ready for bed. Mocha says, "It's time for bed, you guys. I'm sleepy." Mocha's so precious. I can't wait. I have to meet Mocha in person someday. Obviously, I need to meet Mary in person first, but then I need to meet Mocha as well. So I'm trying to catch up with chat, but I'm not awesome at it right now. Sugarland in British Columbia, there are two towns called Peachland and Summerland. And yes, they grow peaches in Peachland. That's cool, Janet G. My dad actually used to have peach trees in our backyard. He had peach trees and pear trees, and they would actually grow peaches and pears like every year. He doesn't have the peach trees anymore. I think there's one pear tree back there still, but a lot of the times the squirrels will get them and like They'll get them before they're ripe, and they'll, like, bite one hunk out of them and throw them on the ground and waste them, and my dad gets really pissed off at the squirrels. Hey, Misha! Awakened by the looking glass reflection. It's so good to see you. I'm so glad you're here. Did he really, Wally? I didn't know that. Roger Clemens made an appearance for a baseball team in Sugarland. That doesn't surprise me. Yep, the little tent worked for my little guy. It helped. Miss Dragon says, I understand the little tent idea. Even if it's sunny outside, I will close my room darkening curtains and just sit in my little cocoon so I feel better. Yeah, I like that too. Yes, I had to do a trigger warning for Hermie. It didn't occur to me the first time that I, like, put him on the screen, but then I thought, like, that is like a dead animal, so maybe that bothers some people, I don't know. He has a place of honor, though. He has a place of honor. I think everybody here knows the story, but if you don't, the story behind the fish skull Herman is that, my grandfather caught this catfish that was really, really large years and years ago, and he thought it was the coolest thing ever, and he kept the dried out skull, and he kept it in his closet, and years later, when he passed away, my grandmother and my dad were cleaning out his closet, and they came across this fish skull, and I was there with them, and I said, "Wow, that's cool." And my grandmother said, "Oh, do you want that thing? I've been trying to get him to throw that away for years, and he wouldn't let me. Do you want it?" And I said, "Yeah, I want it." Because I like oddities and I like weird things. And so it's Herman. It's Herman. I'll hang out a little bit longer, Misha. Misha says, "Are you going to be on much longer, Kristen Melinda? Hopefully. I didn't realize you were going to be on tonight and I want to hang out, but I have to do something first." Well, I don't know, I'll probably hang out for about 10 more minutes. Not too much longer, actually. I'm getting a little bit sleepy, but I'll hang out a little bit longer just because you're awesome. I mean, y'all are all awesome. You see, if this keeps happening, I'll never go to bed though, because y'all are all so awesome. That is an interesting hobby, Janet G. Janet G says, "My husband is obsessed with raising game birds. Yes, he is insane. I prefer rocks." Well, I guess probably you don't have to feed rocks as much, but they're not as cuddly, maybe? I don't know. Does anyone remember pet rocks? I didn't grow up in the time of pet rocks, but I read about them and I heard about them, and I thought that was the funniest thing ever. You could actually, like, order a pet rock, and it would come in a little tiny box that looked like a pet carrier, and it would have a little, like, pamphlet that says, "Tricks you can teach your pet rock. Sit, stay." And I just thought that was so silly and funny. I think they were popular in, like, the '60s, maybe. I remember reading about it and asking my mother if it was true, and she said, "Yeah, that was really a thing." Ooh. Oh, no. In Germany, you hit 100 degrees mocked? Oh, Celsius, so maybe not. Still pretty hot probably, but not that hot. Not good with temperature conversions, and my brain is kind of fried this week. So was it 100 Celsius or 100 Fahrenheit? Either way, probably pretty hot. Yes. Poultrygeist was pretty great, Misha. I am a fan. I have to go find that movie now. Actually, that could be a good, um that could be a good date night movie for my husband and I, actually. He likes really bad movies, and I do too, to a degree. I'm not as passionate about them as he is, but I enjoy them if they're bad in a funny way. You did. Mary, I love the soap caddy. That's really, really cool. I ran out of, like, body wash, and I specifically got bar soap instead so that I could use the soap caddy because I like nice bar soap anyway, and it works really, really well, and then you don't have to, like, if you don't have a bunch of soap dish space, you don't have to use that. You guys, Mary knitted, not knitted, crocheted these cool little, like, drawstring pouches that you can put, like, you can save your soap in them. They're like, to call them soap savers. And then, like, you can hang it and, like, put your little bar of soap in there, and then it won't get all, like, slimy on your soap dish. It's pretty cool. I really like it. Aw. It's good to see you too, Misha. It's so good to see you all of you here, by the way. I miss this group of coolness. I love when I see cool spelt that way. Or yeah, with the Kewl. Coolness. That always makes me smile. I feel like I used to see that on the internet more, but I don't see people do it as much now. I don't know why. And if y'all haven't checked out Misha's channel, take a look. She went live for the first time the other day, you guys. It was awesome. It was so much fun. And our friend Mo Love was there too. She was a on the panel with her. I think Cosmic hopped on for a little while too. So y'all go check out replay if y'all weren't able to be there. Okay, Misha, be safe. Whatever you have to go do, take care. All right. You guys make late night fun for me, Crafty Witch. This wouldn't be fun without you guys here. She's at her friend's house and going to sing karaoke? Really? Misha is? That's awesome. That's really important. I should turn this off and she should go live if she's singing karaoke. I love that. Oh, it's not far. You're only an hour different from me, Mr. Rad Boy. Mr. Rad Boy says it's 1:49 a.m. here, but probably different time in your state. It's the weekend, so have as much fun as you want, Kristen. Woo! I mean, I don't know. Like nowadays, like I have a little kiddo. Mostly fun is like, go to sleep when I can. But I have a little bit of energy left. Yes. I have been so here's what happens with the bacon jam. I wanted to wait to try it for the first time on a live stream. But then when I think about it, I'm doing my live stream late at night, and I don't eat late at night because it messes with my sleep and it messes with my, trying to get to my goal weight thing. I do the intermittent fasting thing, so I only eat during certain times of day, but I'm not going live during those times. So that's why I've been saving it. But I'm looking forward to it too. But that's why I haven't is because I keep going, oh, I want to save it for a video, but because it but I might have to just eat it before I have time to do it on a live or a video because it looks so good. I have to eat it. Ooh, thank you for sharing this, Miss Dragon. I'll have to check that out. A good laugh after the show. YouTube Shorts. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, Moko's a sleepy puppy in that picture. Oh, cool, Crafty Witch. I also wrap stones for jewelry. Love them. That's really cool. Crafty Witch is indeed crafty, you guys. It's not just a moniker. That's awesome. Or if it is, it's a well-earned moniker. That's awesome. Ooh, a stone skull? That's neat. Seventh says I bought Spanx a stone skull that does that, Janet. That's really cool. That's fun. Ooh. Wally says, I remember I went to a museum once, bought a bunch of colorful rocks at the gift shop, decided to collect rocks for the rest of my life, then never bought another rock in my life after that. Well, that was your collection. You had your collection already. You didn't need more. That's kind of awesome. I love that. Oh, you're right, Macht. I didn't think about this. Nerdockical says serial killers are more likely to hang out in places like churches or other places where they get a trust bonus as the great person that they pretend to be. Ooh, you're right. You're right. I'll think about this. Hmm. Like the nights, I think on Wednesday nights, my late night, I'm the person that works the latest. Like, I think the other person who's there, their last appointment is usually at 6, and I make my last appointment at 7. And, like, somebody was like, "Oh, when you have your last one in, you can lock the door, since you're the only person here, you can lock," and I just don't think about it. I probably should think about it more, but I don't. I probably should think about it more. Catfish are tasty. That's true, Wally. I think that's why Herman is just ahead. I think the rest of him was eaten, possibly fried, I think. Yeah, it's 1:03 a.m. here, Jesse. I'm probably gonna turn in soon too. But good night, Jesse Miller. It's so good to see you. Thanks for coming. Thanks for being here. Do do do. Yeah, wouldn't that have been sad, Wally? Wally says Herman sure was glad you didn't dispose of him. Yeah, that would have been sad. You know what? This is way more common than people talk about, Wally. Wally said, for some sick reason, I believe inanimate objects have feelings. I don't think it's actually that sick. I was just reading an article about this, like not just like today or yesterday, but very recently. What was it? Like personification, I think was the phrase used for it, but I don't remember exactly. Don't quote me on that. I'll have to look it back up. But apparently it's like really common with like commonly occurs with neurodivergent individuals. Like just like kind of thinking like, oh, I have to put that back, I have to, use the dishes equally so they don't feel bad, like stuff like this. Like it's actually like really common. People just don't talk about it that much. Um, so I don't think it's that sick. I have thought that way too. I have a weird thing where like so if it's items that I use a lot that I have more than one of, like plates, towels, things like that, I like to stack them in such a way that I'm using all of them. So that means like I'll take a plate off the top of the stack and use that one. And then when I've washed plates and I'm putting them away, I will put the most recently used ones on the bottom of the stack because the top ones need to be used first because I haven't used them as recently. And it's not like I think their feelings are going to be hurt, but it's just like a little weird quirk. And I think a lot of people have stuff like this and people just don't talk about it. Ooh, steak butter with cinnamon? I never would have thought of that, but it sounds kinda tasty. Like, I would try that. No, that's probably what makes them convenient pets, Janet G. You guys, I think, a while back, Captain Calhoun on the lifeboat was talking about, potential pets, and it was like, "I'd like a pet, but I also don't know if I want that, if I have the time to, devote to a pet right now. You have to do lots of things for them." And I thought someone should send him a pet rock. I thought that would be funny. Ooh, over 200 birds would be a lot of bird poop, for sure. Wally, better not be 100 Celsius or we all owe Al Gore an apology. Okay, okay. Oh, that's right, 100 is the boiling point of water. That's right, that's how Celsius works. Celsius would have actually fried us. It's the boiling point of water here. The warnings about global warming. Some of y'all may remember when Al Gore had the documentary that he was the narrator on called what was it? An Inconvenient Truth, I think, and it was just all about global warming, I believe. That was a while ago. Blast from the past. Yeah, it feels like he's been off the scene for so long, but he was definitely part of my childhood and adolescence. Mine too, Wally. I can't remember which presidential debate it was, but it was one of the ones he was running in, and he had this phrase where he kept talking about putting Social Security in a lockbox, and it was, like, the way that he said it, he had this kinda, like, tone, he was like, "Lockbox," like, it was just really drawn out, and my parents made fun of that for weeks and weeks, how he sounded when he said the phrase "lockbox." And it was it became such a joke with us that, like, for Christmas that year, my mother gave us, like, little coin banks that were like little lock boxes. It was silly. Ooh, that's a good idea, 7th. Breakfast tomorrow, bacon jam on toast. Ooh, that sounds really good. I might have to make bacon with it. These are wonderful plans. I love this. Crafty Witch says, "I talk to everything." Yeah, we were talking about, like, personifying objects and things like that. I'll do that too. Like, I hear my husband doing that too. Like, if something's not working correctly, he has this phrase, he'll say, "Come on, be game." I think he's quoting, gosh, the actor that plays, Laszlo in, What We Do in the Shadows, and, he's also Douglas in the IT Crowd, and for whatever reason, the actor's name escapes me, but I think he said it. That's a phrase he's used, and my husband uses it for objects when they're not working correctly. Kim White, good to see you. Hi, Kristen Melinda in chat. Just caught up to real time. Well, it's good to see you. I'm glad you're here in real time with us. Gosh, I'm kind of like concerned what I must sound like on double speed or multiple speed. That's a little. I've never listened to myself on double speed before. That would be interesting. Mist says, I have to feel the texture of my socks. They have to have equal wear before I pair them because I don't want one used more than the other. Yeah, I feel that. That makes sense to me. That makes sense to me. Oh, Janet G says, my bottom plates are very neglected. They're the ones on the bottom of the stack. Now, I used to be like really particular about this, but after I had a kiddo, I became a little less particular. I now don't always do it. It's more like, I don't know, it's more like half the time now. Uh, because sometimes like you just got to put the dishes up as fast as you can because like he's running out the door or something. But yeah, I feel bad for my items that don't get enough use. Yes, well, you're not the only one. Not alone, not alone. Miss Sunrise Dawn says, "Wait, other people do that stuff too? I really thought I was the only one." Yeah, I think if there's something like there's so many people in the world and we manage to find each other on the internet, I think everybody has like weird little habits and like how they, manage their stuff and how they prefer their stuff to be and how they think of their items and their objects that they own and things like that. I think everybody has little weird quirks and foibles like that too. We just don't talk about it very much. Yeah, a goldfish would be pretty low maintenance pet if you wanna start small. Um, you just have to clean their tank every once in a while. Unless you get like one of those I think they have like self-cleaning one now. I don't know. I haven't had a fish in a long time. Kim, you sound very cute and chatty on fast speed. I thought I sound like a chipmunk. That would be fun. Okay, maybe I will listen to myself on double speed. Ooh, that's a little scary mocked. Rising sea levels are pretty real if you live next to the Netherlands. Yay, dikes. Ooh, ooh, yeah. The thingies that move the water out, not a rude word for something. Uh, I bought a 12-piece serving set of coral as my last serving set I will never need. I haven't used them yet. I still use paper plates, says Miss Track. Paper plates are awesome for when you're too busy and just low energy and don't want to be able to do dishes. What did I miss? What did I miss? The logbox videos. Mm. I did another my chat jumped again. That's something that StreamYard does, you guys, like where like if you get too far behind, it'll just like beep. But I guess that's good. I guess it's trying to tell me something. Because it's good it does that for me. Mr. Bad Boy says, How's your son, Kristen? I know he wasn't feeling the best. Hope he's better now. He's feeling fine. He has just been resisting sleeping at a normal hour because little kids do that sometimes. And we've also been trying to work on completing, like fully completing the potty training thing. But it's slow going and it's taking some work and it kind of like puts off when he settles down for sleep too. So he's okay though. He's not sick or anything like that. Whew, I just felt a yawn, you guys. It might be time for me to start wrapping it up. The Netherlands are completely below sea level because they have the system that like pumps the water out. Is that how it works? Is that what it is? Wally says, I absolutely hate dishes. I'll cook all day, but dishes are a no go. See, that's awesome. Like, I've discovered this about myself in the past 10 years is that I actually don't love cooking. I mean, I like it to a degree. Like, I like it if I have time and quiet in which to do it and kind of focus on it and make it almost like a mindfulness thing. But my house is rarely quiet like that. So So I tend to, view it as more like a means to an end. Like, okay, I gotta eat. I want to eat something good, so I'll cook. But my husband really, really loves cooking and he doesn't mind if the house is noisy. So lately he cooks and I'm like, that's cool. I'll do the dishes. Like if you want to cook, I'll do the dishes. That's great. That's great. So that's how we've been splitting it up lately and it's been working great. You're right. It's a YouTube StreamYard conspiracy, Wally. StreamYard doesn't want us looking up the Alcor lockbox video. We may have been dramatizing it more than it really was, but for some reason it just like hit our funny bone that night. The lockbox. I know a lot of channels avoid any mention whatsoever of politics, and I totally understand why. I tend to just be of the opinion that they all suck. I am an equal opportunity politician disliker. So, you know, I don't mind saying that. Mr. Radboy says, that's good. Yep. It's just sitting here. I actually was just done watching a movie, A Quiet Place, on my couch, and I want to watch the new one, A Quiet Place. I feel like I've heard of the title, but I don't recall off the top of my head what it's about. Dishes I'll do, says Miss. Not a fan of silverware. You don't like to use silverware or you don't like to wash the silverware? Oh, wow. This is like, I guess parts of New Orleans are like that in Louisiana. Like you have to have like levees to pump the water out so that it doesn't all go underwater. Maybe? Maybe it's a similar system, but apparently, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, you don't like to wash the silverware. Gotcha. Washing silverware is tedious. Are you hand washing it? I guess you're hand washing it. So I do use the dishwasher, although the dishwasher is quite old. So I have to rinse things a lot. So I practically wash things before I put them in the dishwasher. Like I use soap and everything, but I still run things through the dishwasher. It would probably be better if I replaced it and probably be better energy saving and water saving and all that good stuff. Crafty Witch says, "Okay, night all. Good night, all. I always stab myself with a fork. Oh no, while washing the dishes. Oh no. Well, good night, Crafty Witch. It's good to see you. I'm always glad to see you. And that's such a cool little octopus dude you made. He's so adorable. My little guy's gonna love him. Thank you." Mr. Brad. Okay, so the movie A Quiet Place is about a family living in the middle of nowhere, and they are forced to be quiet. If they make a sound, there's grievers out there like giant spiders. They come and get you. That sounds terrifying. That sounds terrifying. Also, that wouldn't work at my house. I have a tiny human and a dog, and we would all be goners very quickly if we were in that circumstance. Seventh says great movie. The second Quiet Place, not so much. Okay, okay, fair enough. So I'll see the first one, maybe skip the second one. The only time the kitchen appliances match is when I wear white, says Miss Dragon. We don't have a dishwasher. House was built in 36. Oh, cool. I love older houses. That's so cool. I love that. I love that. I really do. Um, there aren't so many older houses where I live. Like a lot of them are, I don't know, like in this part of like where I live, they tend to knock old stuff down and replace it. Which I can understand why, but it's also kind of sad. And the first place where every now and then you'll find like an old courthouse or an old house, but it's like it's different, they're not everywhere. The first time I went to Massachusetts to visit my in-laws, my husband's side of the family, they have like every house is an old house there practically. Like there's so many really, really old houses there that date back to like the 1800s. And I remember just thinking, that's the coolest thing. We just don't have as many of those where I live. And I just thought it was cool. It's like people live in history, is how I thought of it. I just thought that was so cool. And like, I think the newest One of the newest houses in my husband's hometown at the time they moved was, like, built in the '70s, and that was, like, super new and modern. Oh, wow. Jason P says laundry is my least favorite. It's about a six-step process. I'm trying to think what chores I hate the most. I mean, I don't know. What chores do I hate the most? Cleaning toilets is never fun. That's not a fun one. Oh. Were they spiders in the movie or were they some kind of alien? Oh. Mahmir Dakagul says dikes are essentially just mounts of solidified grounds with sheep on them to keep it solidified to hold the water off. They're really high and can withstand high waves. I had no idea. That's really cool. Now I have a new research rabbit hole. Yeah, exactly, Wally. As long as there isn't any asbestos, old houses rock, for sure. Mm. That's a good point, Mist. Miss Dragon says, I love the quietness of a lath and plaster house and the beautiful archways between rooms. I bet that's really cool. But it's not exactly well insulated, but I want to keep it old as long as I can. That's cool. I wonder if there's a way to like add in insulation without like destroying the, you know, the style of it, like the charm of it. That would be cool. Let's see. I don't know what this refers to, so I'll have to ask them. Seventh asks, "Is your husband's family following Karen Reed Trail?" I don't know what this is, so I don't know. I'll have to find out. Hi, Maya, aka Allison Art Supply Hoarderland. Good to see you. Good morning, because it's morning where you are. I am outside with my dog, so I will just be listening. Good to see you again, Kristen and chat. Oh, well, you're here like just in time for me to kind of wrap it up because it's like 1:20 in the morning where I am. But it's so good to see you. I'll hang out till 1:30. I'll make it like a nice round even number. We'll hang out 9 more minutes. That sound okay? Mahmir Dakagul says we used to have a family house from 1797. Wow. They're fairly expensive in upkeep depending on the quality of the foundation. If they weren't built well, they're hella expensive. Yeah. Well, so my father-in-law was a realtor, and he was a realtor there and, continued to be once when their family moved here, but he said that was one of the more interesting parts of his work as a realtor is sometimes they would, like, find these old houses that nobody lived in, and they would be trying to, like, find out ownership, like, who owned it, like, they would just be sitting there and like they wouldn't be able to find it because the house was so old and they were trying to like find like does somebody own this? We're trying to sell it or do something with this property, but we can't find if anyone owns it and it's just standing here. It's really interesting. I always joke and I say, well, the reason that they never knock down any buildings there and they keep all the old ones is because they can't do any construction for 6 months out of the year because for 6 months out of the year, everything is covered in snow. And from what I understand, that's not that much of an exaggeration. Not that much. Oh, the Karen Reed trial. Oh, okay, okay. I am not terribly familiar with it ongoing in the greater Boston area. They probably are following it then. I'm probably just the the ignorant one that doesn't know what's going on. Mm, well, that's rough. Miss Dragon says this place has lead paint. Plus side, the lead blocks radiation we get from our phones, Wi-Fi, chargers, etc. Okay, well that's cool. Yeah, I actually don't know. I don't know. I'll have to look this up. It might be one of those things that I just don't know the person's name, and once I look it up, I'll be like, "Oh, yeah, I've heard of that," but right now it's not ringing a bell, but it could just be because it's 1:30 in the morning and I'm getting sleepy, and I've been talking, not drinking any water. Most of my job during the day is listening, I say things sometimes, but most of what I do is listening. So probably now that I'm here, I'm just like, yep, 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 yep. But part of the nature of that is that, y'all are in chat and I'm, on here. So that's probably part of that too. Mocktamir Dokagol, Wally asks, would there be a lot of old houses in the Netherlands in general? I would love to visit the Netherlands someday. I would love to visit Germany someday. Actually, my dad used to spend a lot of time in Germany for work. Like, part of his company was in Germany that he worked for when we were kids. He would be in Germany for like a month at a time. And he would like be in Germany for several weeks. He'd like come home for a week and then he'd go back for a few weeks. He was in Germany a lot. He learned enough German. He learned to speak enough German that was like business German. Like that was what his dictionaries were. They're literally called business German. But a lot of people spoke English that he worked with. So Wally says Germany is awesome from what I've heard. My siblings went there not too long ago. That's really cool. Yeah, I travel is difficult with my little human, so probably most of my big travel goals will wait until he's a little bit older and a little bit more safety conscious. So but that Germany is definitely on my list as a place I'd like to travel to. Miss Dragon says I'd love to see Norway, but my health is an issue. Yeah, I love to see Norway too, actually. Adventure is awesome, isn't it? That's like what travel is. You know what? I love being in different places. I don't love air travel. Only because it's gotten to be such a cramped thing. Like it's gotten to be oof, like planes now is like it's just like like it's incredibly claustrophobic even if you're not super tall. And it's really, really difficult with a 5-year-old with sensory issues too. Um Like, last year when we went up north to visit family, he was on the plane with us, and one of our flight back got delayed, and we got stuck on the runway, and it was like it ended up what should have been, like, a couple-hour flight ended up being, like, 5 hours, and for my kid who his thing is, like, he has to move his body to, regulate himself and like feel good in his body and feel calm. Being stuck in a seat for hours and hours was like awful. But there was a really nice flight attendant that came, like, heard him fussing and like came and gave us like free snacks, like the fancy kind of snacks that you usually have to pay for. And she was so sweet. She just came over and said, "Oh, I heard someone talking over here. Were you hungry?" And she like just got out all the, like this fruit and cheese. So thank goodness for sweet flight attendants. I was very appreciative. Ooh, Jason P, you've been to Amsterdam? That's awesome. I would love to see Amsterdam someday. Oh, cool. Mocht says we did a lot in the Netherlands as a child. It's awesome for children and had the closer stores and amazing water parks. Oh, cool. They're opening up all kinds of like not tourist attractions exactly near me, but like theme park kind of stuff and things like that around me. And on the one hand, I'm kind of excited for it because there's more stuff to do with my kiddo. But then on the other hand, I'm like, man, that's going to bring so much more traffic. There's already enough traffic here. Um, I like the convenience of being close to certain things, but I also like it if like all the traffic is not near me. Like when we first moved to this neighborhood, it was kind of like on the edge of the town we lived in, and like on the other side was like just fields and just like acreage and stuff like that. But now it's like getting all built out and like we're all like surrounded by other housing developments now. So I kind of miss when it was like kind of on the edge of everything, but everything around the metroplex is getting super built up. So ooh. Janet G bought a piece of Norwegian labradorite today. That sounds cool. Likely the closest I will get to Norway in the foreseeable future. Oh, hey, Misha, you made it back. Watching two speed to catch up. I'm so sorry, Misha. I'm probably gonna wrap it up here in just a minute. I'm getting super sleepy. I love you guys and I love hanging out, but this is later than I usually stay up nowadays. But I'm gonna catch up with the chat to make sure. Okay, I'm caught up. Mock says we appreciate the upkeep of quality stuff over discarding it in Europe. So I did have the good fortune, like when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, I got to see England and France. And I got to go with my family. My dad went to those places for work and we like extended a trip and tagged along with him. And that was something that I noticed is there are a lot more there's a lot more older buildings. There's a lot more, it does seem like they take care of their historical locations and their historical buildings in Europe a little bit more, at least compared to where I live anyway. Or maybe it's just that where I live wasn't settled as early, I don't know. Misha says, "Yeah, I'm behind." But yeah, inanimate objects. Yep, 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 yep. The part about personifying them and feeling bad for them if we don't use them. I love that. Oh, wow. Amsterdam. Jason P says it was June 6th, 2006. I remember the time because it was my brother's birthday. Wow, was truly an experience. That's awesome. That's so cool. I'm glad that you got to have that experience. I hope it was a positive one. It sounds like it was a positive one. Alaska. Oh, man. Missed. We tried this. The pediatrician, when we flew to Alaska, my youngest was 6 months old, told him to give him a teaspoon and a half of Benadryl. He'll sleep the whole flight. Nope. At that point, I should have realized he was ADD. Yeah, yeah. So the flight back, like I tried, I actually tried to give him some like liquid kids Benadryl, and like he did not care. Like, like first of all, he like went like he spat it out, and then whatever he did get in him didn't affect him. So, ooh, cool. I think our town hall is a Gothic era brick building. That's really cool. Yeah, that's a good yeah, I think that is how it works, Wally. In America, we have a lot of preservation of buildings, but expansion is prioritized. And that leads to very boring looking architecture these days mostly. Yeah, that's how you get like you'll get into at least around here anyway, like you'll get into a neighborhood and there will be like 4 or 5 different models of house and like it'll just be a bunch of those, like so it'll look like all the houses are different, but it's really in reality just like 4 or 5 different styles with like small variations here and there. Um, like I remember the neighborhood I grew up in was like the layout of my house. I one time met somebody and the layout they had the same house, like the same layout. And I remember it being very surreal to be in their house because I was like, oh, I know where everything is here. It was funny. But yeah, I don't know that that happens everywhere. Wally says, "I can't imagine living in a place like that." Yeah, that was one thing I noticed is that it didn't seem like Europe had a lot of those, like, little, cookie cutter houses, like the way we do in a lot of subdivisions here in the US. Oh, this is interesting. Misha says, "Me too with the socks. They have to be pulled perfectly on tight, and the lines have to go straight across the middle, just the right place." Yeah, my kiddo, like, he sometimes resists putting on socks, and I have a feeling part of it is because of, like, the seam and where it lies and stuff like that. Um, so but he's getting better about it. He's getting to where he can, like, put them on himself and adjust them himself, so that helps a little bit. Then he can make them the way he wants. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it, Molly? Like, if you go inside one of those other houses, it's kinda like, "Oh, how did you use the layout?" Like, "Oh, maybe I should put my furniture there. Your layout seems to work better than mine." It's kind of surreal. I'll check that out, Mr. Bradboy. That's a good recommendation. Another movie you'd like, Kristen, The Maze Runner. Same creature from Quiet Place, but these creatures were stuck in a maze. The alien spider creatures? Oh, weird. I won't watch them before going to sleep, though. Oh, gosh. So every night They try to escape the maze where the creatures are at. It's like a secret code, they have to figure it out. That's interesting. But, like, the giant alien spider creatures, I don't wanna, like, go to sleep dreaming of them, that sounds terrifying. That's a good idea, 7. Tube socks. I don't know why. Like, I haven't been able to find them for, like, little kids yet, but probably you can find everything on the internet, so I should probably just look online. Good night, Janet G. I'm not far behind you. Janet G says, "Night, everyone. I'm going to sleep now. Look forward to your next live KM." Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'll try to be more, I guess, consistent and know when I'm doing things. Sometimes I'm at the whim of my child, but that's okay. You guys have all been very kind and understanding about that. Yeah, this is a good point, Wally. America is just too damn big. You can find a bit of everything here, but we are trending in a bad direction as far as seeking out uniqueness. Yeah, yeah. All right, guys. I think I'm going to wind it up too. I'm getting pretty sleepy. I really, really enjoyed hanging out with you guys tonight. Um, it's been really, really awesome being able to go live with you guys again. I'm going to try to be more consistent again, assuming my kiddo cooperates. Um, I thought I was gonna have more downtime during the day in the first few weeks at my new job because I thought, "Oh, there's no way they're gonna fill my schedule that fast with people, like, I'll probably have, like, random dead space in the middle of the day where I could do, like, a pop-up or something," but they actually filled my schedule, like, really fast, so that's an awesome problem to have, I guess. I mean, I'd like to work myself out of a job to where people don't need me, but, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. We'll get there though. We'll get there. Thanks, Mucked. I appreciate your understanding. And thanks, Jason P. I appreciate you too. Thanks for being an awesome mod. And thanks to all my mods and thanks for all of y'all that come hang out with me. It's just awesome. I love it. Thanks, Miss Sunrise Dawn. Yeah, Herman has my back. Love it. All right, you guys. Take care. Thank you so much. Y'all are awesome. Uh, if I will see you guys on the lifeboat or Chase the Heat or one of the other many places live chat that we all like to hang out at. You guys are all awesome and I appreciate you all very much. And it's been awesome hanging out with y'all tonight. Thank you so much. Y'all take care. Bye bye.